Welcome back, ghouls and goblins. I hope you're having a magical day, and thank you so much for taking the time to check out this Jund Artifacts Magic the Gathering Arena deck guide for standard best of one within the Aether Drift experience, building around Demonic Junker, one of my new favorite cards within the set, a 4/3 with crew 2 for 7. And when it enters, for each player, destroy up to one target creature that player controls. And if a creature you controlled would be destroyed this way, put 2 +1/+1 counters on this vehicle. And so it may be a little expensive, but you get the body as a 4/3 vehicle, as well as it being a removal spell. And, the butter on top here is the affinity for artifacts, allowing you to reduce the casting cost of it by 1 generic mana for each artifact that we control, and it is an artifact-based deck, so we can cast this for as little as 1 into that mid and late game. We'll also be utilizing Gastal Thrill Roller for 3 as a 4/2 with Trample and Haste, and when it enters, it will become an artifact creature until the end of turn, so auto-crewing itself, which is nice. We'll organically crew for 2 later down the road, and we can pay 3 to discard a card, returning this from our graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter at sorcery speed, right? So that's really cool to apply some pressure to our opponents as well. And then we have the last ride in the deck here as well. Another new artifact vehicle for 1 mana, a 13/13 that gets -X/-X, where X is your life total, right? So you want to be, below a certain amount to have this be viable. Right, it's going to be -7 if you're at 20, and you work back from that to have it become a 1/1, which is fine. Late game, it's an absolute beast, but where we like it is the pay 3 mana and 2 life, which helps it increase its power and toughness to draw a card. And it's just that draw that we like, and it's only 1 mana, right? And we like to accumulate a number of artifacts for ourselves for the Junker, right? So, card advantage, yes. A big 13/13 late game, yes. Only 1 mana, absolutely. And look at the art. I've not even got there. So that's what we have for new artifact vehicles in the deck, which is really cool. We also have a new removal spell, the Grim Bauble, in the build for 1, an artifact creature an opponent controls gets -2/-2 until the end of turn. We can pay 3, tap it, sack it to surveil 2, which is pretty decent. And then we're just kind of building with older cards that we really like. And all this fits with the Teething Wurmlet, one of my favorite cards, a 1/1 for 1. It has Death Touch if you control 3 or more artifacts, and whenever an artifact enters, you gain 1 life, and if it's the first trigger this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature, right? So gaining life to offset the loss of life from the last ride. Now, I know that's somewhat counterintuitive, but we don't have to have it be a creature. What we do want to do is draw a card, stack artifact, right? And if we happen to, be low on life, even when we're gaining life, so be it, right? But we don't want to really force being low on life. We do want to be in control and, have a little life gain there as well. So on that note, we also have the Might and the Meal Ender. So Ginger is a 3/1, and whenever you sacrifice an artifact, it's going to get a +1/+1 counter and scry 1, which is nice. So now we're looking at the top card of our library, leaving it there, throwing it to the bottom if we want, and accumulating +1 counters, which is great because if we do run low on life, we can pay 2, tap it, sack it, gain life equal to our power, no problem, which is really nice, right? And then the Might, when it dies, we're going to gain 2 life. It's a 1/1 for 1. We can pay 1 to sack it to exile target non-creature, artifact, or non-creature enchantment, which is pretty decent, right? So Bauble, creature removal. Might is artifact and enchantment removal. We also have kind of hybrid removal here through the Legion Extruder for 2 damage to any target, whether it be creature or planeswalker, or your opponent's health total. We can furthermore pay 2 to tap it, sacrificing another artifact to create an artifact. Sacking the artifact triggers Sir Ginger. Creating the artifact triggers the Wurmlet. It's very beautiful. And then more removal through the Blade. When it enters, an opponent's going to sacrifice a creature of their choice, craft it with 5 and a creature. At the beginning of your upkeep, they're going to lose 1 life. You gain 1 life. So that's really nice. removal in the deck for us, right? Lots of options here. Keep in mind that the Wurmlet will get Death Touch and act as quasi removal as well, right? So the majority of our deck is removal based, which is great. And then we got some life gain here for us. That draw is really good. And then additional draw through the Dragon Engine, not just the last ride, but for 3 mana, you get a 2/2 with double strike. You can cast it from your graveyard for 5, and when this creature enters from your graveyard, you may discard your hand, and if you do, draw 3 cards, right? So we bring this back from the grave on an empty hand, which is nice, and we're going to draw 3 cards, and it's going to self-sacrifice with that Unearth, which again is going to trigger the Wurmlet, or sorry, trigger the Meal Ender, the Wurmlet when it enters, which is pretty cool, right? So some nice synergies here for us. The Forge, gaining an oil counter combat, it creates a creature with power equal to the number of oil counters on it. Toughness as 1 with trample and haste. So an artifact, which is great, and it's putting in that damage with those tokens, which we love. We can sacrifice those tokens post-combat with our Junker for those +1 counters without really having to kill anything of ours that we don't want to. Of course, if we have additional legendary, we can do that as well. And then some mana ramp in the deck here with the Twitching Doll. It's also an artifact, 2/2, tapping for any color. Whenever you tap it, put a nest counter on it, and you can sacrifice it, triggering the Meal Ender to create any number of 2/2s with reach equal to the number of nest counters, which is great. So flooding the field there, fixing our mana, being an artifact and helping us along the way in a variety of ways. It's really cool, right? So that's the deck. We've got also a really low mana curve, right? Because we're not casting this for 6 or 7. We're really casting it maybe for 3, 2, or 1. So we get to use all of the quick lands here, which makes the mana base super effective. I really like it. So that's Jund Artifacts. I hope you enjoy as well. Decklist in the description below. Leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel. You know the drill. But most importantly, kick back, relax, and enjoy today's gameplay. Going first, which is nice with a Wurmlet. We have Serginji up on 2 if no removals needed. They have the chance to remove the Wurmlet. Gaining 1 life here. It's up to 2 power now, as well as 2 toughness. Hitting for 2 to 18. They still have mana up. They choose not to use it. Second land out. Challenger here. No attack. Cliffs out. Bauble takes the Challenger. Pushes the Wurmlet up. Let's hit for 6 now. Down to 12. Passing our turn. The incremental life gain will help spread the gap. Every bit helps. That's a big hit. 5 coming across now our way. Just have a feeling that's not all, though. Make it 8. Down to 14. Land out. Blade out. Wurmlet up, gaining 1 life. Force the sacrifice. Hit for 7. Down to 5. Screaming Nemesis in play. And this is just the cherry on top with the affinity. Wurmlet up. We're not sacrificing. And then hit for 8. That's a flawless victory. Good game. All right. I mean, it took them about 45 seconds to start the match, so I don't know if they're here. We'll try, though, for a moment. Ah, mono red player. Beautiful. It's never red and another color. It's always just red. Let's just take it. It's nice and cheap. And then it doesn't deal any damage, which is pretty cool too. The Slick Shot. This has haste. And we're immediately just going to take this as well. We're taking it all today. I would have liked to have had this doll out, but it's whatever. Okay. 3 in hand. Raging. That's pretty good. 5 to 14. Another. No, shock. Down to 11. The 4th land is beautiful. Double reduction on our Junker for next turn. I don't think we have a block here. Let them take it. I don't think they can do 11 with 1 card. Another Monstrous Rage. Get close. Down to 6. We're going to gain some life here, which is nice. Gain life. Kill the spear. Take our doll out. Push the meal finder up. Land goes. I want that scry is what I want. Let's hit for 4. We need to close the gap. I'll probably sacrifice this for life if things get scary. It was a land. We're going to London. Alright, let's crew here. Big hit. Down to 6 and gain 1. Up to 8. Last ride is active as a 5/5. Junker's active as a 6/5. A hero. Let's bauble out. Push up our meal finder. Land goes for the scry, plus we surveil 2. Keep that thrill roller. Play that, apply additional pressure. Wurmlet up. Let's swing in for a bootload. Good game. It's a fun deck. Opponent goes first. Let's keep 7. Hopefully they play a creature on 1 for us. If not, we have last ride, so it's not a total wash. We will take advantage of this. Sneak it in play. 2 twitching dolls, which I really like. They're just drawing. Oh, this is a Pro Tour deck, the Oculus, right? Did they immediately grave it? No, not yet. Give them a minute. So the Bauble's not really what we want. We probably want to see the Blade. The Junker's not bad either. Wonder if we just go right for the Gastral Thrill Roller. Gastel. Gastral would have been better though, no? Nice. Land off top's really cool. I'm worried they have a counterspell. Let's just pass over. of truth. That's fine. The last ride, we basically just let it sit there and it acts as a draw engine. Oh, we forgot to click one of them up. My bad. We missed out on a counter there. Roller attempting to enter. Counterspell. No attacks. Let's set a stop this time so we don't miss it. Go for it again. We'll discard our last ride. All right, it enters. Swing for 4. Okay, so I get to replay it again. That's pretty cool. They do surveil too, though. More things to the grave. I don't appreciate that. Let's send this in. They may have additional counterspells. 4 left in hand. Definitely seems to be a theme. We're good. Trying to dodge a field wipe if we can. Looking for some more lands. Oh no. An Omniscience, which we can kill if we ever get to go again. I'm not entirely certain we will. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And then they get a copy of it and then just replay. We're done. We're done. So they go back to the sideboard here. Yeah. Probably draw a card, I'd assume. Like a draw 300. Well, they just bounce it, Manifest Dread. Rinse, repeat a couple times. I mean, it makes sense to me, right? I'm here for it. I don't mind. It's the first time I've been hit with it, so I'm not frustrated whatsoever. They do only have probably 4 of those, right? But it does generate 4 Manifest Dreads. Definitely not bad. And it's a lot for us to deal with on only 3 land, right? That was pretty cool. How did they cast Awakening for 0? Oh, they just only need it in their graveyard. What? That's crazy! You can just grab an Omniscience for 4 because you don't want counters. Just as a 1/1. Oh my god. That's pretty cool. That's one of the nice things about taking a bit of a break from Magic, is you do get to see maybe some of these things for the first time. How are they still doing that? Are they allowed to run any number of those? Shouldn't they have topped out at 4? Six of them, somehow. I did quit paying attention for a little bit, I'm going to be honest. So we were looking how they got Omniscience out. -2, that's a good game, dude. And then they grabbed the haste from the reinforcements too. Oh, man, give it up. All right, going first. Let's keep 7. We have the dull. I like that. Removals here as well. And we're in with a ride to begin the game, which is nice. So it's a really good turn 1, turn 2. And, you know, there's some removal there as well, right? 1, 2, and maybe 3 removal, depending on how we can reduce. Okay. Doll's a go. That is a land for us, which is nice. And we do pick up, well, kind of like a quasi-removal spell here for us. Vault is fine. Land out. Just extrude in. Stacking that affinity. I think I just want to hit for 2 here. Or we sack the last ride to make a token. That's probably good too. Because it is a little early. I like the draw though. That's a tough one. Depends what they do. If they don't play anything, maybe I just keep the draw. Land in past turn. Let's draw off it. What are they going to do to us? We have so much removal and they're not playing anything. Wurmlet out. Doll out, Wurmlet up. Counterspell? I mean, I guess it makes sense. Brutal. We do have quite a few land at this point, though, so... It's not a necessity, right? That vault is doing work. Four in hand for them. Yes. Another counterspell, one would assume, but it can come back from the grave, which is nice. Oh, back to back. That's brutal, dude. Except for one, I guess. Oh, they're gonna seize and loop us with the talent. Yeah, we might be dead. They have the mana to do it. Wow. They definitely have the talent after that. I'm gonna toss the bauble. Keep the land. And then we can draw with the last ride. Pass over. The Jewel on 1, Bolt on 2 is like unreal. Very, very good. Crazy good, in fact. They've got a nice deck. I like that. Grabbing a draw. Let's draw again. Ooh. Forge in play. Wurmlet up. Through the worm. For 5? Maybe? I don't mind it being in my hand is the thing. It has haste. Tap land out. Sack the token. We're at 16 still. I'm worried that they just send us into a combo, though. We have really good creature removal. That's wild. What are they making tokens of? Oh! 9 damage per discard. Triple draw, triple draw, triple draw. And then you discard end of turn. Just draw, and then you don't have to choose the discard. Oh, they're just going straight for the life. You could have drawn, and then forced discard end of turn, and then got a secondary set of triggers. Ah! For reals. Discarding. Good game. That's the other 9 they need. Dude, that was a cool deck. I like it. I don't even mind. A couple really nice losses today. Keeping 7. It's not conventionally good, but there's a 1, 2, 3, 4 here. And we keep our hand, which is nice as well. We're not losing anything. Oh, we do. It's a vehicle. Never mind. That sucks. I was thinking creature for some reason because of the power toughness. That's it for 1. Play Ginger. Dodges, go for the throat at least, right? Edict takes the might. We gain 2 life. Lily with the sacrifice. You're such a dog.
Those who get in my way tend
Mono black, mono blacking.
Off you go.
More removal. Slasher. Pretty good.
I'm tired of your
Plus the swamp. They've not seen the forest. Let's go for Lily. Right, once maybe save this, try to get another combo in on it. Toss the
We all
land.
have things we'd rather forget.
Keep the land. Toss the bauble, actually. We're getting the better of this. Just oh, they've got a second. They're gonna kill Bloodletter, I think. Flasher's gone forever if they lose it. Ooh, interesting. Bloodletter stays. We're empty hand though. Empty hand. This is an exile, and the discard's useless. They do have a defender.
Won't be
Hit for
outsmarting
4 to 18. Hit the bat. Pass over. We have a 3/3. Oh god, they got another.
We all have things we'd rather forget.
Tokens up. Last turn. We could extrude the forge. I don't know if that's good. Block the slasher probably is good, or else you lose. They might have removal, I don't know. Okay, we survive another day. Trading here. It does come back with stun counters. Another bat. Nice draws, dude. 4 lands doing all that. Well, that bat saves the Bloodletter. And I think we're just about dead. Because they're just going to chump block with the bat, right? So, kind of a bummer because the Bloodletter gets to survive, or Lily gets to survive. Otherwise, we would have got one of them. It's a little bit more difficult. Another bat. Dude. 3rd bat in a row off the top on 4 land. That's crazy. That is crazy. And now the discard. That's great. And that's not going to do it either. We didn't get 1 on Lily. They draw their 4th bat. I don't doubt it.
Now you've got my attention. I'm tired of your secrets.
Hit for 6. Hit Lily for 2.
You're gonna need a good undertaker.
For the Bloodletter. Yep. Shit dies anyways, right? So now it's a 6/5 vehicle. Getting hit for quite a few here. Down to 2. Lily pluses, which would be weird. Land out, then a plus. I don't know how we come back from this.
Don't overthink things.
Summoning Sickness is a bit of a bummer. I guess we have to block, don't we? Yeah, take Lily here.
I'll be back with
Then we have the blocker on the Shredder or Slasher, taking one from the bat. What'd you top deck now? An Unholy Annex. That's really good. Only we could have... Maybe we should have sacked the Forge instead of the Ride. And then we could have hit for 13 here. And 6. Would have been close to lethal. I don't have any life gain. Yeah, we should have kept that last ride, I think. Really close game. Considering what we faced against, I think maybe just a little bit of a misplay there. We could have killed the Forge instead, I think, maybe. That's a pretty good game. I liked it. Our opponent's got a wicked awesome draw. Jund Artifacts. Actually, a pretty cool deck, considering what we're working with in the meta. Have I missed anything? I feel like we're so close to having an ultra competitive deck. I'm wondering if we may trim out some of the slower removal here for something that's instant speed, right? Like the last ride, the Wurmlet, the Doll, this all stays. The Forge is staying. The Meal Ender stays as well, right? Maybe the Junker goes to 3. We did discuss that a little bit. The Thrill Roller really worked out for us. So I wouldn't mind even just, you know, trimming one and including another there potentially. Fairly minor, not super important. As far as that instant speed removal, maybe Torch the Tower. And then I guess there were some other cards that were here while I was building the deck that we looked at. The Razor Lash can enter from the grave. It's colorless, easy to cast. Instead of the Legion Extruder, we could potentially use the Chainsaw or maybe a combination of the two. Plunderer for treasures, but I don't know how important that would be. Duplication, again, you know, there's not anything to go big enough with for that. The Dragon Engine we did include. Clean by Gix if we wanted. I don't think that this would be too bad, but we don't have a ton of creatures. The Galleon, another vehicle that can double as removal, but a little expensive. Tough Cookie, you know, this could just go in the deck. It's just one of those cards, right? But not very creative. But, you know, definitely Cookie could go in the deck. You know, it's life gain. It can animate things. It can self-sacrifice, which is good. So, it's, you know, just really good value there. The Mimic here as well could, you know, it can be a Spider, which is nice. I don't mind that. And then I think with the Spider, the Velocipede would work really well because now they're not 2/2s, they're 3/3s and so forth. I'm just wondering if we don't, like, we might not have enough creatures other than the Spiders to make this work because it's like the Wurmlet, the Meal Ender, you know, the Dragon Engine. Well, the Thrill Roller's pretty good. There's enough creatures maybe. I was just something I maybe didn't try enough. I think maybe this could definitely go in the deck. I love your thoughts on that. Let me know. And then Chandra and to make the artifacts right to draw. And I like the Vault quite a bit as well, which is another draw. So let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Thank you all so much and have an absolute magical day.